Cheers, everyone. Welcome to another movie show where we discuss movies, television, anything that pops up. I'm here with Tim Allen and also here with Tom Hunyadi, Hollywood Tom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to be here.
Us for a show today. You can make it. And first of all, of course, we do have Ramoga popping in. Howdy, Ramoga. Tom, will you do the salute? Yeah. Hi, James. We got James Farley. And we've also got Mike. Hello, Mike. Wall Jasper for our starting audience. Well, let's see. I was going to talk very little about a movie that I happened to stumble upon yesterday when I was on Turner Classic Movies, going around. No, it wasn't Turner yesterday. There's two. Another one is a channel just called, we have it on my cable, just called Movies. And the funny thing about it is for years, whenever I'd put that on, it would be in a horrible aspect ratio. And nothing to do with my TV, but no matter what it was, it would always be slightly squeezed. And I don't know why that they always showed their movies like that. Well, they changed that finally the last few weeks. And now it's the right aspect ratios, whatever it might be. And anyway, and I saw it was a Jimmy Stewart movie, and it was in color, and I left it on, and it was Mr. Hobbs Takes a Vacation. And I didn't see the whole thing. I caught it in the middle, and I watched from the middle to the end. And I found it pretty humorous, There was a scene in there where Mr. Hobbs, was Jimmy Stewart. Oh, he's looking. Wait a minute. You have that?
Wait a minute. No, it's Mr. Blanders Builds His Dream Home. I thought.
Yeah, no. I saw that once. Yeah. It's like, yeah. And anyway, he's married in the movie to Maureen O'Hara. And there's a scene where they go to some kind of a dance. They go to a dance. And the daughter can't find anybody to dance with her. It's kind of funny though. It's not sad. It's more like humorous. There's a humorous thing, and Jimmy Stewart's getting all upset. Oh, she's the prettiest girl in here. That guy looks like a goblin. What the heck? And he looks like he's a little pale. Anyway, I thought it was funny because he's a little bit of a curmudgeon in these scenes, and then I watched a little bit of it. I don't think it held up near the end for me, but it did capture my attention. There was some funny bits in there that I saw. Some people who are going to catch this late, because not enough people are here now. Some people in the comments could maybe go tell me a little bit about this movie. There's some funny scene in there that I saw where they have these obnoxious older people staying with them, and the wife gets, I think, she's in the bathroom, and I don't know if she's locked in the bathroom or the steam is coming out. There's like a lot of steam coming out, and she doesn't know how to shut the pipe off. So Jimmy Stewart's got to go in there, and he gets locked in the bathroom with her. That's what it is. And the doorknob pops out and stuff. So now he's in there, and the other husband wants to know what he's doing with my wife in there. And it's a funny kind of thing because, Jimmy Stewart, made it funny. And I started looking just to see if I could find a DVD or a Blu-ray. I started with Blu-ray, and I didn't see a Blu-ray. Maybe, or if I did, it was like $100 or something. So I don't know.
It's out of print. It's probably out of print.
Yeah, it's one of these movies that's like impossible to get. But then I thought, I don't know if I go through the trouble really of seeing the whole thing or getting it. That's a case where if I wanted it and I could find a DVD that was reasonable, I'd get the DVD of it. But yeah, I don't think so. As it is already, I'll be honest with you, all these movies I bought, some people maybe see a video where I bought like 90 to 100 movies. I kind of regret it. You want the truth? Yeah. I kind of regret it. That's where my head was at. And I was like, yeah, these are all cheap. Let's buy all. Yeah, I really don't want to sit here and watch. I'm just picking this at random. You're going to say this is a good one, The Lady Eve. Am I going to?
Oh, it's fantastic. Love The Lady Eve.
Lady Eve. Am I going to watch? Am I going to watch the?
Fantastic.
Oh, how do you get that? Just like that. Think about it, guys. A gazillion.
It's called organization.
There are a gazillion movies in the world, and the one that I mentioned, out of all the gazillion movies, is there, right there. Anyway, this thing, I don't know what it is. The Dark Mirror,
yeah,
Olivia de Havilland. I don't know. I just pick movies out. Whatever. I like to watch what I want, when I want, how many times I want, or if I happen to come across a movie, like happened with this movie I just mentioned, Mr. Hobbs Takes a Vacation. If I happen to come across something, I'm like, hey, this has my interest. So I'm glad I saw that. That's fine. But have either one of you seen any movies since the last time?
Yeah, sure.
Tom, did you see that Spielberg movie, the new one?
Going Thursday to see it.
You're it Thursday.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of people are saying it's not too good.
Yeah, that's my understanding, but I'm still going to check it out. I mean,
Sure.
hey, listen, I still consider him the greatest filmmaker of all time. He's directed over 30 movies, and what's another one?
Yeah, talking about the Godzilla dance, I think. All right. Beetle Eddie, what's the good word? Yeah, well, we'll find out about this maybe in the future. Maybe we'll find out in the future. Yeah, Maureen O'Hara, what a cutie. A cutie's, I think she's pretty, not cutie.
I just read her autobiography. It's quite good, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see The Irishman, but I'm sure Tom did.
I sure did. Listen, it's a fine film. I think the three leads, Pacino, De Niro, and the little guy, they were all fantastic. And the worst, I mean, the whole de-aging technology in that movie was terrible. There's better de-aging out there. That was came out years before, like the Curious Case of Benjamin Button with Brad Pitt. I mean, that whole aging process was used fantastic in that movie, but in The Irishman, not so much. But it's a good movie.
All righty. Well, Tom, you've been away from here for a while. Do you have a backlog of movies that you wanted to tell us about? Or
yeah, I picked up a few last couple weeks. We got a pretty good little pandemic movie here. Pandemic on a Train. It's called Cassandra Crossing. This is with my second favorite actor, Burt Lancaster. So I was glad to add this to my collection. This is one of the few Lancaster films I haven't seen yet. So it was good to see this one. You got Sophia Loren in here as well. You got Richard Harris. You got Martin Sheen. O.J. Simpson's in this one. And then what's the other woman's name? Ava Gardner. So really good cast. Pretty good little movie. So pretty much Pandemic on a Train right here. So there's that. One of my top 10 favorite films of last year, called The Sentimental Value. Really enjoyed this one with Stellan Skarsgård, who was in the Superior Insomnia film.
Well, Pacino, you can't have it Superior.
I haven't watched the disc yet, but glad I got this one. This is the studio called, this is Radiance. Yeah, they put out an early De Palma De Niro film called Hi Mom, which is kind of a sequel to a movie called Greetings that they did back in 1968. I think this came out in 71. So De Niro's kind of like a voyeur in a way. He's filming people that they don't know they're being filmed or whatnot. It's kind of like a peeping Tom in a way in this film. And Body Heat. You remember Body Heat?
Sure.
Yeah. William Hurt and Kathleen Turner. Not a bad one. You might as well just call this Double Indemnity, because it's almost a blatant remake of Double Indemnity in my opinion. But Mickey Rourke's got a pretty good supporting role in here. One I want to talk about that I did talk about briefly when last time I was on, but I really enjoyed this movie, and it was thought to be lost, and it's called Death Game. Okay.
Wait a minute, hold on before you go on.
Yeah.
Is that one where these women torture this guy or something?
Yeah,
my good old dad or something. There's a song in there.
Yeah. Oh, the song at the beginning it's terrible. This song at the beginning, at the end is god awful. But two girls, they're pretty much underage girls or whatever. They go knocking at this one guy's door, and they pretty much they do some really good stuff to him, and they do some really bad stuff to him. But listen, Colleen Camp, who, if you remember, who was in the movie Clue. Okay, and she was the one in the French maid outfit. If you ever want to see, this is the movie you want to see.
Well, wait a minute. I saw this in the 90s. I had a friend who used to watch a lot of. He used to love like exploitation and wild movies like that. Right. And I remember that.
Yeah, so, and then Sandra Locke, who was pretty much Clint Eastwood's mistress and muse, is in this as well. So they're a pretty good team in this film. I like this movie a lot. Seymour Cassel is the guy that gets the best of both worlds. Let's just say in this film, but I really enjoyed this. Grindhouse put this out, and it's available now. Definitely recommend if you kind of like the home invasion type movies or whatever.
Yeah, especially females.
Yes. This I think is fantastic, and there's a special feat. There's a second bonus film on here that I can't even talk about. I mean, if you want to try to keep this PG, this film on here it's a softcore, double second film, but Death Game. You can find it; it's still available on Grindhouse Video, and definitely recommend.
I remember that song. The funny song.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. It's god awful. I also did watch. I've been trying. I did get All the President's Men finally on Blu-ray, and I love the movie, but I've been tired every time because it's a movie you really need to pay attention to, and I just keep falling asleep to it. And
that never happens to me.
No. So
I've been trying to watch The Master of Fu Manchu, which is like 60 minutes for the past freaking 6 months.
Right. So so those are the films that I've picked up. Yeah.
Well, okay, Tom. Let's take a moment to say hello to 4D man.
4D.
He's rocking his Dungeon Lane. I can't get my Dungeon Lane shirt. I told you I sent away for a forest green Dungeon Lane shirt from some nearby night place, and I can't get it
right there. Yeah,
because it was home to us.
Yeah.
When I first went to the USA in 1985, one of the things on my agenda to do was go to the Library of Congress and try to sit in the exact same chair that Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman sat in that circular place when they ordered all the filings. I think I got it. I think I got the place because there's a tremendous shot in All the President's Men where the camera is directly overhead and it starts to pull away. And it would have been one of the greatest shots of all time, except Robert Redford said, and you can see it a little bit, the camera starts to sway a little bit because they couldn't keep control of it. So what they did is they did a sort of a lapse. So it kind of cuts from one height to a little bit higher. And I just thought, oh, come on, I wouldn't mind the extra swaying. Just hold that moment for as long as you can. But it's still a great shot.
Radio. Have any of you checked out Spider Noir?
Not yet. That's on Amazon Prime. That's kind of like a Noirish type Spider-Man series, if you will, with Nick Cage playing the lead in there. So I do plan on eventually checking it out, but I haven't yet.
How about Toy Story 5?
Yeah, I do plan. I mean, I've seen the first 4. I mean, what's another one?
Greetings, chap.
Yeah.
Do you guys know? I think no. Dustin and Barbara will be in Fockers-in-Law.
Yeah, there's no report on it yet, and I feel really bad because I really wanted to see the film Tuner that Dustin Hoffman is in, and I just couldn't get around to going to see it. But
I mean, it's out of theaters already.
I haven't checked in the last 2 weeks. Probably is because just no one went to go see it.
Hello, Penny Lane. All right. Hello, Roma loves Dan. Listen, now I was telling them earlier that I think a new idea I'm trying to do here is if anybody's seen any movies, we talk about them earlier in the show and get them out of the way. I don't mean that because I don't want to hear about it, but I just mean then because then I feel more relaxed that I can just go ahead and just wing it. The rest of the show, we can talk about all kinds of stuff. Otherwise, I have it in the back of my head. I got to remember to get to everybody's reviews. So, Tom, you talked about some things you got. Just anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I did go to the cinema last week and saw a really, really good film called Backrooms.
That's the horror movie?
Well, it's horror-ish. I wouldn't call it horror. I'd call it more psycho. What's the word I'm looking for? Psychological horror, in a way.
Yeah.
Is where you really don't know what's going to happen next, and you really don't know what's going to happen next.
Right.
And a man who manages a furniture store discovers pretty much, I would say, maybe a new dimension to where he's going. He's able to go through the wall into another dimension, if you will, of the same building, but kind of like each layer is kind of like different, because maybe the building remembers something differently. So but again, really, really well done and really made cheaply, and it's been making a ton of money. And if you are kind of claustrophobic, maybe don't go see this film. But I really had a great time watching this movie, and I would definitely recommend everybody going out and checking out Backrooms. I do hope to go see a movie called Obsession this week, and also Disclosure Day this week as well.
Okay. Well, John finished dinner, and we got it ready. I got the link here for you whenever you're ready.
He'll never escape that dinner wrap.
Yeah, tuna looks real good.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom. Anything else?
Well, I mean, besides watching that Cassandra Crossing, what else did I watch? I did watch The Body Heat. Oh yeah. It's over there, or is it right here? Oh yeah, this one.
No, of course it's right there.
It's right here. Now I have talked about not being the biggest George Papard fan, but I did watch this one called House of Cards with Inger Stevens and Orson Welles. I did mainly get this because of Orson Welles, but he's really only in a couple scenes in this film. It's not a bad little movie. It's kind of noirish in a way. Unfortunately, not black and white, but again, there is a woman in distress in a way in the Inger Stevens role. And George Papard's pretty fun in this one too. Again, I mean, this movie didn't make me a huge fan of George Papard, but I did like this. As with pretty much almost every Kino Lorber film, they have an outstanding commentary on there.
That's genre, Kino Lorber.
There you go, Joe. There you go. That one, and then let's see here real quick. Okay, I did watch this. I think I did talk about this recently, but this is from the 90s, and this was directed by Nicholas Roeg, but I think it was a Showtime film, and it was called Full Body Massage. Okay, and she does get a full body massage in this film, and this was really good. This was Mimi Rogers, and the guy's name is Byron Brown from Give My Regards to Broad Street fame. But it's yeah, right. So Mimi Rogers her regular masseuse isn't available, so he sent this new guy, and it's pretty much just, you know, a conversation between the two throughout the whole film. Pretty interesting, both, you know, going back and forth into their own worlds and own problems, and you know, whatever. And each person thinks they both have each other pegged, and they know each other. They think they know each other, you know, all well and everything like that. But a pretty good movie just for the conversation and for maybe Rogers, if anything else. So,
Yeah,
but yeah. But I do like Nick Rogue. I mean, he's directed some interesting films in the past. You know, so don't know if I would say, you know, it's a great movie or anything like that, but good for you know, two really nice things in the movie, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, I think I like more than just the two things. I like everything. But all right.
Yeah.
So any more?
I believe that's it for now.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I want to move on to Tim.
Yeah.
Tim, what about you?
Well, I didn't buy anything. Nothing to buy.
What?
Nothing to buy. So I watched 6 movies, and 4 of them have something in common. A couple months ago, Gray 1951 did a video on a film that Louise Brooks did called Beggars of Life. And I wanted to watch Beggars of Life. So I watched Beggars of Life. Great silent film. Probably her last in America, because she wasn't treated very well by William Wellman. And she left for Germany after that. But great film. It's about this guy who's a beggar, who's, you know, a tramp, and he stumbles upon this house, and there's a guy sitting in a chair, and it turns out he's dead, and Louise Brooks has just killed him. It's a pre-code movie that couldn't have been made after like 1934 or 35, because they get away with it at the end. Spoiler. And it was just really good. He really recommended it, and I did too. It's just a really good, you know, tramp travelogue kind of movie. They meet good people, they meet bad people. Sometimes they're the same people, which becomes very interesting. And I love Louise Brooks because at the time people didn't like her. People didn't get her because she didn't overact the way most actors did in silent film. She's a modern actress in a silent film, using facial expressions and stuff and not being over the top. So that's what's great about her. But at the time, people didn't get that. So anyway, then she goes to Germany and makes Diary of a Lost Girl, which I saw, which is fantastic. But oh my God, she's this like 17-year-old girl living with her father and her uncle, who own a pharmacy, and they make a lot of money at this pharmacy, but they're both these lecherous guys. I mean, the movie opens with the latest maid leaving because of what her father has done to her. And
what would that be?
That happens, and it's her birthday party. It's her birthday, and the maid's leaving. And then that night, the uncle decides to have his way with Louise Brooks. And a few months later, she's with child. So what do? They send her to a reform school and get rid of the baby, and they go on their merry way. You know, it's that kind of another film that no way could have been made past like 1934. But it has like a happy ending. It's a very good film. I highly recommend.
I thought that was the massage movie. I thought. You're getting the movies confused.
Yeah. No, but yeah, there's what I would call grape soda in 3 of, like, I think the movies that I saw. Because that's why Louise Brooks kills her husband in the first movie, is he's having his way brutally with her and she can't take it anymore. So Anyway, there's a lot of grape soda going on in Louise Brooks movies. And then I saw a movie called A Girl in Every Port, which she's not in till halfway. She's the number one billed star, but she's not in till halfway through another silent film. This is before either of those two films. And she plays a bad girl. And one guy falls for her and the other guy tries to tell him. And, it's one of those. It's not a great, it's a good film. It's not a great film. It's a typical silent film. And then the fourth Louise Brooks film I saw is the opposite of all of those. It's called Overland Stage Raiders. It's from 1938. It's John Wayne's last movie before he made Stagecoach. So he became a star right after he made this movie. And Louise Brooks is in it, not looking anything like Louise Brooks, still gorgeous, looking like she's 25.
Wait a minute. Is Louise Brooks is what all these films have in common?
Yes. All these films star Louise Brooks. Did I not explain this? All of these films star Louise Brooks. And this is her last film. She retired after this film. But she just plays a typical girl in a 1930s Western. But she's good in it. And it's great to hear her talk, though. She had almost a British accent, which didn't go with the film at all. But not a great film, but it was exciting. I mean, it's only like 55 minutes, and it flew by. And I'm literally at the edge of my seat hoping that the good guys win. It's one of those, it was good. It was good. And then Louise left and she was done. And I know I'm not good at explaining movies. So I don't have a movie channel.
Well, yeah, I didn't say that.
And then I watched 2 modern films because I'm still trying to watch modern films. I'm over halfway through.
Wait, you didn't watch Pandora's Box?
No, I didn't. That'll probably be next week. That's the last one I know of that I want to see. She made some other minor films, but these are the big ones.
Like the ends of my least favorite types of films: silent movies and new movies. Just like the two. Give me stuff in between. No, but actually, I've seen a lot of good silent movies, I must say.
Yes, and 2 of those were really good. And one of them. Anyway, I watched this Tom Hanks film. I remember when it came out, and it's funny that the 2 stars aren't in this film hardly at all, but Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Never heard of it.
Which was, this kid is the star, and he's great, and he's not even an actor. They discovered him somewhere, and he's really like his character apparently, which is why they hired him. Which is kind of he almost has Asperger's, but he doesn't. But he's getting there, And Tom Hanks is his father, and Sandra Bullock is his mother, and Tom Hanks plays games with him and stuff to try to get the kid smart, because that's all he's got going for him, because he's not good at socializing. He's not good at a lot of stuff that kids could be good at. He doesn't have any friends. But Tom Hanks is killed early in the film. I'm not giving any spoilers away. So the kid's now fatherless, and he's going through his father's closet, and he finds this blue vase with this note in it. It's a combination, or a key in it with a note, and he's pretty sure it's a combination for a lock. So he sets out on this journey by himself on the weekends to try to find this lock and try to learn something about his father. And meanwhile, Sandra Bullock's more and more concerned about it. And it's just a great. It's done really well. It was nominated for Best Picture that year. It didn't win, but it's a really good film. And I highly recommend this film. The other film I highly recommend is, I showed this the other day when I bought it, a film called The Oranges. It says wickedly funny, and it is. This takes place in Orange, New Jersey, which is why they're the Oranges. And Hugh Laurie stars with, I always forget everybody's name, but you know everybody in this movie. And they're a couple living across the street from another couple, and they've been best friends their whole lives. They jog together. They spend the weekends together. Hugh Laurie's got 2 kids. One's away at college, and the other one is living with them. And the other couple has a daughter, which is her, and she's off at college, and she won't come home for Thanksgiving, and she tells her parents she's getting married, and they're all upset and blah 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 blah. Anyway, her boyfriend cheats on her, and so she breaks it off and does come home for Thanksgiving. But when she gets home, her parents aren't home, so naturally she goes across the street and knocks on the neighbor's door because they're best friends, and Hugh Laurie answers, and you can kind of tell by the cover what happens here. I mean, it's great because it's fun. I call it a dramedy because what happens between these two affects everyone, as it would. And they don't make movies like this anymore where it shows what happens to everyone.
They just did with that one, right?
Well, this is 2012. It's not. It's not that.
Well, it's all the same to me.
No. This was really. I highly recommend this movie if you can ever see it. Wow. It was funny. It was good. You understand what everybody in it is feeling, and it's a mess. But things like I like these kind of movies because stuff like this really happens, as opposed to people saving the planet. This kind of stuff is real, and that's why I like it. Anyway, that's enough.
All right.
Oh, wow, that was well. Looks like you're well. One thing you may have to change your opinion now about modern movies, meaning 21st century.
Well, I always have, but independent movies I've always liked way better than Hollywood movies.
Mainstream media.
But where I live, you don't get to see independent movies.
Yeah. Can I ask 4D Man?
Now that you can't go to the store and buy them, then I won't see them. So
you got to say over.
Over.
Okay. Mr. 4D Man, that poster behind you, would that be for the film Anatomy of a Murder?
It's derived from that, yes. It's actually it's actually an exhibition poster from 2004. So in London, they had an exhibition of, I think it was Saul Bass. So he designed some film posters, but
right. Yeah.
Mostly he designed main titles like Psycho, all those bars going across each other, or North by Northwest, where the titles come like North by Northwest down the skyscraper building.
Right.
But so you're right. Anatomy of the Murder is what they based it on, and the reason I put that up is because last week we were discussing what makes an image iconic. So that's why I thought Saul Bass. Well, he's quite famous for some of his
right.
And it's. I tried to think about what his style was, and it's hard to define. Some of it's fragmented, like the body limbs on Anatomy of a Murder. So he just picked up on the word anatomy and disassembled a body. And the other thing is, you see these hands and the arms sometimes. That's a reoccurring motif as well. Unfortunately, I can't show you any posters designed by Saul Bass because I can't afford them. They tend to go for higher prices. But sometimes the soundtrack covers are the same as the poster. So it's a different way of showing you Saul Bass design. So he designed this one. And you can see the arm and the hand motif there, just like with Anatomy of a Murder. And there's another film that he designed the main titles for and the poster called Exodus. You know the Paul Newman?
Yes, Exodus.
Film?
Yeah, the Paul Newman film. Absolutely, yeah.
So with those images, you'll see several forearms reaching up, and one of them's reaching for a rifle, or you could interpret it as a sort of save our souls reaching up. And it's the same kind of motif as that. And in 1965, he designed the John Wayne movie, In Harm's Way, and it's the same sort of arm motif. So you can see that imagery there. And the last one I've got to show you that Saul Bass designed the main titles for is Vertigo. So those are some of the motifs and images that make Saul Bass iconic. Although I think some of those images are a bit overrated. There's not much to them. I mean, they work, like that one works, but really there's not. There you go. There's Exodus. Yeah, one reaching up with a rifle.
Yeah.
So you could see a motif running through a lot of his designs that you can catch on with. And I guess, like somebody said in chat last week, was it Eric? Somebody said about simplicity being one of the keys about why something becomes iconic. So a lot of these images are like iconic.
Yeah, I think that's I love Jimmy Stewart's performance in that film.
Oh yeah,
he's fantastic. So is Mr. Patton. Why am I
Ben Gazzara?
No, well, Ben Gazzara's good in there. Lee Remick is really good, but George C. Scott is fantastic.
Oh yes, he is
fantastic.
He really shines in that. And the judge is the guy who was famous in the House Un-American Activities Commission newsreel footage, where he's the guy who said, "Haven't you done enough?" He was the one who really toppled Senator McCarthy. So he plays the judge. What casting is that? And it's wonderful. It's a really nice idea to make James Stewart, the lawyer, a bit of a jazz buff as well. So you get this marvelous party scene where James Stewart sits down side by side with Duke Ellington, and they're both riffing on the same piano. It's a lovely little scene.
Yeah, I mentioned this to Joe earlier before we came out.
Yeah. As soon as I'm done with the show, James, I'm off to get one just like yours. Best silent film from Hitchcock. The Lodger.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, the Lodger's really good.
I saw a 40s Lodger, I think. Now, here's the thing. Joe, if you like Woody Allen, you should see Love and Death. Last film before Annie Hall. Well, the thing is, I've never been able to get it. Again, it's one of those movies. I don't. I watch almost all the Woody Allen movies, but I haven't seen that one because I don't know the period. Maybe, I don't know. But I should get to. I should. And I was thinking I still didn't get to Vertigo, but now I got to find my Blu-ray because remember I picked it up on DVD and then I found the cheap Blu-ray. So I gotta rewatch Vertigo. Hello, Cherry Carter.
Oh, there is one other thing which I forgot. I was showing you this last week. The
yes, no bad mouthing help. Go ahead. It's upside down.
Oh, is it?
It kind of fits the movie, though.
There you go. So that's the DVD special edition that Pop Goes the 60s put me wise to, and I bought it for the script, as you know from last week. But one of the things I forgot to show you, in case people are interested, is that in the booklet, which is this, if you open it out, there's one page which has a sleeve inside it, and inside the sleeve is a replica poster, but it's not to size. I'm not impressed with it. I'll tell you why in a minute after I've shown you it. Yeah. So that's the replica poster that you get with it as well.
Right.
The two reasons I'm not impressed with it is it's not really a matte printing, and in 1965 film posters were mostly matte printing. This is slightly too glossy, and also it's not 30 by 40 inches. It's smaller than that. So they've skimped a little bit on the budget, but then again,
Mm-hmm. Well, there is a poster thing that you reminded me of, a poster situation I'm in right now. It has to do with one of my favorite film series, Planet of the Apes series from the 68 to 73, the original 5, right? Yeah. Now, I love the apes. I grew up with them. We know. I really like to collect that stuff to a point. Now, when I was 13 years old, I went to a store. This was around 1975, and it was a nostalgia store. And I'm laughing in a way, thinking of how did they have nostalgia stores in 75? It's like the 70s is nostalgia now, Yeah. But anyway, and back in the 70s, I think 73 and 4, they had a campaign by 20th Century Fox where they showed all 5 Planet of the Apes movies in one day, one go round. You watch all 5 there. Now, I don't have a copy of it here, but I had it brought it up on my phone earlier by myself. The poster, the big one, the big poster. What's the regular size posters? 34?
Well, in your country, it's 29 by 41 inches.
Yeah, one sheet posters.
Yeah, 29 inches by 41. Yeah.
You know, it had a picture of, you know, kind of a drawing, you know, a cartoony looking picture of a gorilla, and he looks like Uncle Sam from the United States, and he's pointing at you.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
It says, 20th Century Fox wants you.
Yeah.
It says, go ape.
Yeah.
And it says it has the names of all 5 films underneath it, right? So in this old nostalgia store back in '75, when I was 13, I got a copy of that poster for $5.
Wow.
All right. But it was new. It was a new poster then. It wasn't really old. It was a relatively new poster. It wasn't valuable or anything yet. So anyway, I had it, and I had a cousin that was my same age as me. We were both into the Apes movies. And the kids do. We were going to trade. So I traded him my poster for some magazine, some Apes-related magazine. And I've regretted it ever since. And I haven't seen my in decades. I haven't seen it. But as we grew up into our 20s and 30s, and family gatherings, weddings, and things, I'd say, I want that poster back. And he's like, no, you're not getting it back. Anyway, I really want that poster very bad because it has a lot to do with my childhood and the memories and all that.
Of course.
So now I looked on eBay. I mean, it's like $1,000. You know, you can maybe get it for like $800 or $900 if you're lucky, maybe, but it's around $1,000 now for that thing. And somewhere along the line, I'm going to have to get it. I'm going to have to pony up the money because I really want it. But what am I going to do? Put it over there on this door with Ringo is? You know, I want to have. I can put it over here. I can put it here with the Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You know, I want to eventually get a place where I have a couple of rooms, hopefully, where I can put different things in there. And anyway, so I just was thinking, I was reminded recently of how pissed off I am at myself. That's the item in my life. You know, people ask, you ever have a regret of something you got rid of or something? That's the one.
Well, yeah, because it's a touchstone, isn't it, to your past?
Yeah.
Direct line.
And if it had been the same one too, the same, just the same one from that I had, but I'm not going to quibble. I mean, I think I have it. You know how they have reproductions, 11 by 14, some of them, or you can get them like in plastic. They have them in like plastic holders and sometimes the sleeves. I think I've got one of those reproduction, but it's not it's not the original. What is this all about?
But that's a good point about you'll settle now for another one of the same vintage, and they look identical. But the fact is, the one that you actually had does have that extra thing. Cause there's an old schoolmate of mine who I'm still in touch with, Dave, who was with me when I first sneaked in to see Dracula AD 1972, and he's kept some of his posters from that time, but now he's thinking of selling them. And I'm telling him, I'm trying to hold. I don't think his wife likes me very much at the moment because I'm trying to tell him to hold back on doing that, because once they're gone, Dave, even if you regret it and you go out and buy one like it won't be the same one that you've had ever since you were 12. So don't do it, Dave. So I'm that voice in his ear trying to stop him from selling them. I mean, I was stupid enough to trade my One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest original poster for a picture disc of Marlene Dietrich back in the day. What was going through my head, I don't know.
Yeah.
And the reason why that's important is, even if I could afford to buy it again, that was the one from my local cinema. Like some of the posters around this room, I bought it at the time. So 75, I'd be 16. So I bought it from Jim Shepherd, the local cinema manager, for 50 pence at the time. So it's not just a direct line to the film, it's a direct line to that old cinema house where I saw so many films for the first time.
Well, sometimes I go to a movie convention, a Chiller Theater convention in New Jersey, and they have everything. They have movie posters there. I'll be able to just pick it up there, I think, one day.
Right.
You know, I do have all the one-sheet posters of all the other Apes movies.
Oh, you do?
Which I got really cheap. I mean, I went to the show, actually, come to think of it, this Chiller Theater show in the 90s, early 90s, and somebody had all of them. I think I paid like $15 a piece or something.
Wow.
And they all were in the backing, you know, the cardboard. They had it in like a plastic baggie thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
and they're
about.
in there.
So you've got the original Planet of the Apes poster then?
Oh yeah, I have it.
Wow.
Wait a minute, do I have the original Planet? Hold on a minute. No, I have a copy of that one. I have the sequels, all the sequels.
Okay.
And when I met Roddy McDowell, he signed Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. Of all the ones, that's the one I wanted him to sign.
Yeah, cool.
So we did that.
Great.
And you should get that Help poster framed now.
Well, because it's only a replica and it's not the right size, John.
Yeah.
I was unimpressed with it as part of the package, but since then I've found a source online where you can buy a replica that is 30 by 40 inches. So I bought that for £20. It's not arrived yet, so I have got the replica coming.
Yeah, Laird, I can't have that name, Laird Krieger. Yeah, I have that. Watch that one.
I don't agree with that.
He doesn't agree.
The Apes of Dungeon Lane.
Very good. Very good.
Oh, Dandy Nichols, that's right. Yeah. Yes. She's the woman with the line, and they're still the same as they was before they was in Help.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Harrison is on H, Lennon is on L, Paul is on P, Ringo is on E. I don't know what that means. I don't think anything.
Nothing.
And I do know they're not spelling out help, you know, in the signs.
Right.
No. And they're not even in the order that they were in when they took the picture. They changed the order for some reason. So.
Is this true?
Oh yeah, I love stories like that. I always fantasize, you know, when one of the main cinemas in Manchester closed down, the ABC Deansgate, before they gutted it and turned it into a pub. Me and an old friend of mine were thinking about, could we sneak in, you know, past the security fences and just have a look around with a torch just to see if there's anything like that, like old post. And we were like on the verge of doing it. But then because this place is right next to a jeweler's store, if we were caught, would security people believe us that we were just going to the posters and not trying to work a scam and get into the jewelry store?
You're scoping out the jewelry store for the big heist.
Yeah, I mean, I have done little expeditions like that for real in the past, in my former days. My old school, for instance. My old Peter.
Did I watch Beat Girl with Christopher Lee? Well, Tom wasn't here last week. Where, of all people, Spring Hill Jim suggested that movie with Christopher Lee in it.
Yeah.
And it sounded interesting to me. And then I found out, I heard it was on YouTube for free. But the thing is, as you know, there's lots going on. There's lots of things to watch and lots of things to listen to and to read. It's like I don't do any of the above usually because I'm out of it. I'm feeling out of it. But even if I do, like, why that one? You know, it's like it's really hard. There's so many. You know,
it's got the first John Barry soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good reason.
Hello, David. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, sir, as always.
50 cents each. 50 cents each. All right.
Yeah, sure. It's really hard. It's really hard to do that when it's embarrassing. Yeah, Gene Shalit. That's right. Gene Shalit, the critic, died at 100. Yeah. And Gomer Pyle. I don't know who Ronnie, by name, I don't know Ronnie Shell.
You'd recognize him. A kind of thin, goofy-looking, young-looking guy that was in a lot of things. And he was happy being in a lot of things. And he guessed it on Gomer Pyle, and they liked him so much they kept him, which he didn't really like.
I'm not, Peter.
He wanted his life the way it was, and he got stuck in Gomer Pyle.
Oh, you too, Tubi? Oh, I have Tubi. Last time I tried to get Tubi, I couldn't get it. I don't think Jim said it. I thought somebody else said it. Yeah, whatever. We're not gonna talk about Dungeon Lane. I'm sorry, no way.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I mean, and I think you know what how he feels.
I don't like it. I fucking love it.
Yeah. I can't get away from Beatles talk on these other channels. No how.
Well, when people are showing help posters, it's.
Well, I know, but what are you gonna do? At least it's a movie anyway.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
Do you think Steven Spielberg was important to make? Was it much different? I don't know. I didn't see it.
I mean, come on, really.
It was important to him.
Well, make it a point not to see it. I don't know. I don't even see, I'm making a point not to see the original or classic.
I love The Master. If he's talking about the Paul Thomas Anderson film with Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin Phoenix, the movie is fantastic and with performances. The movie itself, I don't think is all that great.
Is that a Beatles doll?
No, that's Kurt Vonnegut.
Oh, okay. God, I thought it was Ringo for a minute.
And can you see that? Can you see the ribbon around him there? Hold on.
Like a noose.
See all that tatty ribbon? That's the waist belt from Kurt Vonnegut's actual gown, his robe, that his daughter gave to me last time I was in America. So that's my talisman, my magic talisman. What I went looking for was this, because we were talking about Anatomy of a Murder, and this is an account of they made the film where the original book was set, and the original book was written by the lawyer that James Stewart plays, and it was written in the lawyer's own hometown because it was his actual experience. So the film crew went to that town in order to make the film, and there are some lovely encounters between the townsfolk who played extras and their encounters with James Stewart, because he was just a darling with absolutely everybody. So this is an insider account really of some of the anecdotes that they made while filming and some of the interactions with James Stewart and one interaction with Duke Ellington. And it's a lovely book. So this is if you get heavily into that film, this is well worth buying. There you go.
Okay. Raffles.
All right. Never seen it.
It looks like to me like everything's out of sequence here. I don't know.
A bridge.
Vonnegut.
Yeah, Vonnegut. Yeah, Caveman spoken word recording is where you get the LPs of Vonnegut narrating things like Slaughterhouse-5.
I don't understand. I would get frustrated when I see comments like that because
I knew you would.
If you love that movie, why wouldn't you want to watch other movies that he directed?
I have an answer for that.
So do I.
May I? Because it's not all. Because I'm not a person who believes it's all about the director. Never have been.
No. And I get that.
But in some cases, I do think I'm with you. Depending on the director,
yeah,
like Hitchcock or somebody with a flavor, like I you know what I mean. I would say, well, if that director really has got like a flair and a style of his own, like Tarantino, I like him. De Palma, I like De Palma. So if there's certain people I like, yeah.
But you didn't know you were gonna like Jaws until you saw it. You didn't know. Yeah, but you didn't know you were gonna like it.
That's not the point. Well, do you just mean movies in general or Spielberg movies? Like, since you like Spielberg, you did say director, right?
What I was just saying, if he loves Jaws so much, why wouldn't that doesn't spark you to maybe want to watch other Spielberg films?
I just explained it to you because like I didn't like.
I understand that. I'm just trying to explain what I was trying to say.
Well, the thing is, like, I didn't like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I was bored. I don't think, I saw some other movies. Schindler's List. I saw.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And other movies. E.T. is like a kiddie movie. I would never know that the guy who made Jaws, the same guy who made E.T. I like Raiders of the Lost Ark. But I don't know. I just feel for me, I don't think Spielberg. It's like the Spielbergian touch.
Yeah, I'm letting Joe deal with this because I know Joe and Tom.
Well, you deal with it if you agree with me.
no, I don't know Tom well enough. You got to be really careful when you start pissing on somebody else's hero. That can make you an enemy for life. And I don't know Tom well enough yet.
You gotta be honest.
And I agree with that comment too, because I know, like, for instance, okay, we got to bring in a Beatle here for like I Can't Stand Off the Ground, but I know Joe really likes that album, so
right.
I'm not gonna piss on it just because I might not like it as much as.
I put it in a middle tier, that album.
Yeah, but you like it more than I do, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
But you got to be I'm not going to go out of my way, but I didn't know you felt like De Niro. I know that if I was to piss on De Niro, that would really bother.
Then I'd have a problem. Yeah.
But I didn't know you felt that way about Spielberg until recently.
Yeah.
I would have thought it would be Scorsese more.
Yeah, no, and I get that, but I don't think Scorsese has the range that Spielberg has.
That's interesting.
But once the studio system broke down, the director is responsible for the film for the most part, period. I mean, it's his baby. It's his idea. He finds the source material. He hires the writers. These days, in the 40s and 30s and 50s, no. But now the director is really responsible for the film. I mean, it wouldn't be made without him. And back in the Wizard of Oz days, okay, the director's screwing up, you fire him, you get a new director. That doesn't happen anymore. It's the director's baby now, and it has been for a long time.
What would you say, like in the case of like going back to Jaws? Would you say like that was a Spielberg thing? Because to me, that movie is every bit as much John Williams, every bit as much Verna Fields, the editing.
Oh, sure.
And he didn't have. And what amazes me is
who hired John Williams? Who hired the editor? Spielberg did.
You can laugh, but you can laugh.
They didn't just wander by and go into the room and start.
Tim, you're laughing at me. When you do that laugh, it's hard to deal with. I know it's probably a nervous thing more than anything. But the thing is, okay, do you know the story of what happened the first time Spielberg heard the Jaws theme? And he was underwhelmed, but you know that whole story about that. He thought, "What's the hell's this?" And then he started. Then it worked, but at first he was like just a one note motif. Then he thought that's the theme. So the thing is, he didn't think that up. John Williams thought it. He might have. Did he hire him?
But he was still responsible for bringing him in.
Yeah. I mean, again, by that time, the director was responsible for the film. Pretty much all aspects of it.
Well, I'll give the credit to John Williams who did it, who came up with it, not because Spielberg happened to hire the guy that worked out. I still think film is a joint thing. They're the actors.
Well, I'm not saying it's not, but it's somebody's responsibility. It doesn't just happen. It didn't just magic. There's Jaws. It's everybody worked together and did it. No, one guy said, okay, you do this and you do this.
I don't agree.
And is responsible for putting it together.
Well, it's the old argument about what the auteur means and whether it actually means that all kudos goes to the director, or how much you understand that the director tends to keep
right.
certain crew in orbit and takes them with him on every film, so there's a consistency. Because so you give the credit you give the credit to the director for recognizing the talent enough to want to keep them on board, and but also it means giving the talent itself the credit for because he doesn't write the music, Spielberg, so
Right.
you got to give John Williams all the credit for coming up with the scores that he does. So
of course.
So there's this no man's land in between about how much emphasis you put on the orchestrator, which is, so to speak, which is the director, and how much emphasis you give to the autonomous talent of each of the crewmen, the director of photography and things like that. So there's scope within the auteur theory for an argument such as this one, where people go along different lines, and even beyond that. What I find moving sometimes about films is that sometimes it's just the synchronicity of the right chemistry, the right moment, the right cultural time where everything converges and makes some perfect fucking film that you can't capture that in a bottle, even with the same director moving forward. Just everything comes together so magically for some particular films that it's hard to recapture that quality again. And that's magic.
But I also think it's because of Spielberg, John Williams is who John Williams is today.
Hang on. Yes and no. Yes and no. In that he did good scores before Jaws came along.
Well, he wasn't a household name though.
But he wasn't a household name, so that's true. He wouldn't be a household name, but he would have gone on to do quality scores without Spielberg.
Quality, yeah, but I mean, let me also add Lucas as well. I mean, without Spielberg and George Lucas, I mean, John Williams is, he's a fantastic, but he's not iconic.
Well, that's another example. Like, I love American Graffiti. I got no use for Star Wars. You wouldn't even be able to tell me it was the same director.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know it was the same director. I don't see a pattern. Whereas I could kind of pick up on a Stanley Kubrick film or a Hitchcock film, maybe. I feel something in there that I kind of feel is them. And then I always wonder about editing too. Like, I always feel like, a director, at least I'm going by back then too, 70s or something. They make a movie, right? They shoot all this loose footage, just loose footage. None of it is anything. And then later on, the editor has to chop it and make it come in, and the person scoring has to put the flourishes right under the right moments. And if the director's not there going, cut this here, cut that there, if he's not doing it,
that's why Orson Welles said that a film.
Yeah, a lot of times the director is in the room.
Well, if they're there, I give them the credit. If they're instructing I don't think that's the case with Werner Fields with Jaws, though. I know he liked it.
Or you could be.
Well,
you could be like John Ford and just shoot exactly what you need and don't shoot anything else, so they don't have a choice about how to edit it. That's what John Ford used to do.
Well,
he didn't get Final Cut. He said, "Screw this! I'm just doing exactly what I need, and that's it." So they don't have a choice. They have to make.
In the case of Jaws, you've got to give Spielberg. I actually agree with that comment that was flagged up that started all this discussion. But you've got to give Spielberg credit in that he was so closely aligned with the editing that the story that after a few test screenings, he knew there was another jump scare.
Oh, that one, yeah, yes.
If it was just timed right. So that intervention where the guy's head comes in the porthole window, right, that makes you, because I jumped at the time when it came out. Yeah. So that's
him. That's all him.
Spielberg. Yeah.
Yes, I got you. Okay. I don't know what that is all about. Lion of the Desert.
I like Anthony Quinn a lot. No, but I used to when I was a boy. I didn't know it was still out. Is it still going, Bimto?
There, James says, I've seen his other movies but didn't like them. depends. I've seen some of his I like. Yeah, Spielberg. Some I didn't, but
I don't
that's not
particularly like Jaws. So we all have different. I don't think Jaws is mid to me at best for Spielberg. Mid at best. Sorry, but
okay. Well, nobody react. Just like that's like me saying when I say Pet Sounds isn't that good.
Well,
Yeah, Duel. That didn't do nothing.
Oh no,
Well,
Duel is fantastic.
That's a TV film. His first movie in the sense. But I understand that. Yeah.
Well, second movie, and it did get. I know in England it got a theatrical release.
Yeah. Overseas, it did get some theatrical.
I find differences like this interesting. Like for instance, people were talking about Rosemary's Baby a few weeks ago, and to me, that's not such a good film. I can't stand John Cassavetes.
I'm not.
Well, I think it's an excellent film, and I think Cassavetes is perfect in the movie.
Yeah, I know that because I heard it. I heard it first time around. But that's what makes it interesting. The fact that I'm a big Roman Polanski fan, and that's way down among Roman Polanski's works.
I haven't seen enough to judge. I haven't even seen Chinatown, for God's sake. But the thing is,
Knife in the Water.
I've seen his masterpiece. His masterpiece is known to be Rosemary's Baby, or maybe Chinatown too. I've heard. But like I saw that other thing, The Ninth Gate, was it?
Yeah, the Johnny Depp film, The Ninth Gate.
That's another example. It's like what's the difference it make? Or Eyes Wide Shut with Kubrick, which I still haven't seen.
The one that his later day film called Carnage is fantastic. Fantastic.
Good on first viewing, not as good on subsequent.
I mean, think how boring this panel would be if we were all echo chambers of the last thing.
No, you don't. I don't want to get the reputation that I think we all have to agree ever.
I know that's the point. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah,
really, we're like a Rachel's Ghost for cinema.
Oh, maybe
that's what the panel is. Well, it will if we can argue a bit more, just a little bit more, and then we'll be the Rachel's Ghost for cinema.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Right. But that's a million times too.
Well, you heard the story. Apparently, I think this is part of the end part of the film. But you heard the story about which actor Richard Nixon got drunk with and showed them actual spaceships and whatnot, or alien bodies or whatnot. So one night, Jackie Gleason was getting drunk with Richard Nixon, and apparently. Richard Nixon took Jackie Gleason to see actual alien bodies.
I guess there was some pretty good stuff they were drinking.
Yeah, yes.
So straight away, I'm wondering what was the source for that? Was it Jackie Gleason was the source for that story?
I don't know where the source came from, but this has been a long told story. Yeah.
Okay. But that's interesting if Spielberg actually thinks that. If he thinks that an example of a perfect film. Well, okay, so first of all you have to add the proviso that there's no such thing as perfection because something can always be made better. There'll always be something else. So in
nothing in Rosemary's Baby could be better.
but that shouldn't stop you from being a perfectionist because whenever I wrote anything, I was always bugging the editor with drafts just as they're going to press and saying, wait, I've just found a better way to say paragraph so-and-so. Always trying to overreach. And even after the thing was published, my computer's got copies which are different than the publications because I couldn't stop revising when things occurred to me, and eventually it falls away because you can't think of anything anymore. It doesn't mean to say that it couldn't be better, but you've ran out of everything. So with that proviso that there's no such thing as perfection, but you should still be a perfectionist, I would say something like The Red Shoes, the Powell and Pressburger film from 1948. I'd say that was as close to perfect as damn it. There.
Get out of here, you. How the hell do you find every movie right there?
Amazing.
I can understand if there were only like 12 movies ever made.
Tom should be in the Library of Congress. Actually, you can get anything you want straight away, anywhere in the building,
as long as it's on Criterion.
Yeah, as long as it's on Criterion. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that, James. I'm glad that you have seen other ones.
Man. Seventh Seal
right
is boring as hell, man.
This is my favorite right here.
That one I like. The Virgin Spring I did like. A guy showed me the Seventh Seal once, and I was like, that is nothing for me. But I did like the Virgin Spring.
Tim, I'm guessing Tim's seen a lot of Bergman.
I haven't actually. Wow. Weirdly, they've just never come my way. You know, they don't show up in used stores. Not that I have any, but even back in the day, I never.
But back when you were at film school, Tim, I'll bet they had one Bergman film they were making you watch.
No, because I never all the film classes I took were specific. Like I took a French film class, so no Bergman there. I took an underground film class, which was interesting because it's not what you think it is. Underground film is all about films that take place underground. It wasn't which was interesting. I mean, I took classes like that, interesting classes, but I never took just a basic.
And sometimes no music is very powerful, depending on what the scene.
I like the Seventh Seal a lot, but of the other Bergman films I've seen, which is not that many, I find him a bit cold.
Yeah,
you know, I find he
away. I remember when I was watching all of these. Oh man.
I mean, Woody Allen was a huge. Bergman was a huge influence on Woody Allen.
Yeah,
that's why I started to watch him, because I love Woody Allen movies. So I thought, well, if he's rating him that high, I better start watching Bergman.
Right.
I've never seen either one of them.
Oh yeah, the great Harold and Maude is fantastic. Too bad it's in the box. That one's in the box still.
I agree with that.
Yep.
But all of his films aren't great.
No, he's got some clunkers. He's got some clunkers. I mean, always is considered a clunker. 1941 is considered a clunker.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking. 1941 isn't great.
Right, it's the same director. It'd be the same.
Well, everybody can have a bad day at the office, Joe.
I liked his Columbo. Two of his Columbo episodes I can remember, Spielberg, years apart. And I like those. But you could say, well, it's hard to fail with a Columbo episode. Even John Cassavetes, where he played a villain, he was actually interesting to watch in Columbo.
I like one with Leonard Nimoy with Columbo.
Oh, yeah, that was great. Especially that scene, Joe, where he starts laughing behind the desk and you see Columbo really riled for...
He got really mad,
yeah.
What is there to say about Jaws 2? It's a big disappointment to me. There's only, for me, the first one is great. The other ones get worse and worse. But I only tolerate Jaws 2 because of the cast. Roy Scheider, really.
I'm waiting for the 3D version of the original Jaws to come on Blu-ray, but Spielberg is putting a block on it.
Now you should have left your house and went to the theater for that one.
I would gladly leave my house if it was 1966 outside. I'd step outside my house if that were the case, or even 1972. So I'm flexible. I would step outside my house if it was 1972.
If it was 72, you could go see Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
There you go.
I wouldn't consider William Powell the greatest actor of all time, but I'll tell you what, he's fantastic.
Here we go.
Right there.
Yeah.
I've not seen that one.
He's a really good actor. I don't know about the best, but he's really good.
Yeah, speaking of views, the last one was terrible. 300 views or something. It was terrible, the views on the last one. The last live stream. Yeah.
Because I'm not a host and I don't have any videos, I couldn't give a shit about the YouTube numbers racket. But I am aware that most hosts who do put out videos do have one eye on the YouTube numbers racket.
there's a Midland.
Okay, Peter, I hear you.
I've got my favorite Clint Eastwood movie, The Revenge of the Creature, 1955, where he plays a lab technician for 1 second. That's my favorite Clint Eastwood movie.
No,
The Good, the
mine
Bad,
is
and the
Hang 'em
Ugly.
High.
Yeah.
I love Hang 'em. It's just so
Hang 'em
simple.
High.
It's just that's almost a perfect film for me, just because it's so simple.
I'll have to see that because Ted Post directed it, who I was friendly with.
It's just the simplest film you could make.
Bogart's final film last night.
Yeah, I
Boxing
have
film
seen
was
that. Yep, I have seen that. It's pretty good.
What do I think I knew? What was this about? I think I remember this title of this movie, Lucy.
Was that Cameron Diaz in that one?
It's a new one, is it?
I don't remember. I haven't seen it either way.
I'm trying to think, like, what is there, like a Clint Eastwood movie that I liked Unforgiven when I saw it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely his most well known.
Yeah, mine too. Heavens! Oh, Peter Sellers, right? Feels like you might. Yes, and only recently, only in the last few months, because it's now available in England on Blu-ray. I did think of upgrading my DVD, but I opted for some other stuff instead.
Yeah, I did that early in the show. I was thinking of doing it early in the show instead of late in the show now, but I don't know. I might go back to late. I don't know. The Outlaw Josie Wales.
Oh yeah, that's a great one as well. Yeah, forgot about that one.
I don't know what this is about.
That means he's asking which is your favorite movie directed by Clint Eastwood, as opposed to just him being
Unforgiven.
the star of it.
Bridges of Madison County.
I am planning on picking up one he directed in 1973 with William Holden called Breezy.
Oh yeah. I used to have the front of house still set for that.
Pale Rider's okay.
Pale Rider. When I first went to the USA in '85, that was on first release, so I went to see it. But I have to say, it felt like to me, it felt like the worst thing you can do is when you get older is imitate something you did better when you were younger, because it just makes you think about the comparison straight away. So I came out, it was okay, but I came out disappointed, and I thought, Clint, you should have made one more film with Sergio Leone like he wanted you to, instead of cutting loose so quickly after 1966.
I did like Gran Torino, but I've seen movies like that so many times.
Yeah, I liked Gran Torino a lot. It's one of my favorites.
Well, I sort of knew Ted Post. I talked to him on the phone a couple of times for a lengthy time period because he directed Beneath the Planet of the Apes, and I talked to him and interviewed him for a magazine, and yeah. Of course, back then at that age, I didn't talk about anything else. Just that movie. I didn't talk about anything else he did.
Was he good? Was he cooperative, Joe?
Oh yeah, and he felt like he was really trying to say something with them. Director. I was trying to say something with this movie, and our hands were tied. First of all, because of the budget, and what they making him work faster, and all this kind of stuff, and he was out of his control kind of thing. And I thought with the end of the movie Beneath, it was so gloomy and hopeless, and I wanted to try to, like, maybe we have some hope at the end, not to let this occur again, but they want to just blow up the planet. That's the end of it. And I still don't know if it was Charlton Heston or not. Charlton Heston claimed he was the one that suggested blow up the planet so there'd be no more sequels. And then the thing is, but Richard Zanuck supposedly was pissed off at the studio, so he wanted them to blow the world up. I thought so. I don't know which one it is, But either way, they outsmarted them. They started the whole thing over again with the third one. It was fantastic thinking. Very clever.
But I love the fact that it's, I mean, Beneath the Planet of the Apes isn't, you couldn't say that's the American New Wave. It's not the independent cinema. But one of the traits of American New Wave is that the endings can be quite downbeat. They didn't feel under the obligation to give you a happy ending at the end.
Happy ending.
As the box office. So then you get to Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which is a mainstream movie, and you can't get more downbeat than blowing up the entire planet.
It's hard to find a more downbeat, hopeless ending than that. It really is.
I mean, that film came out the same year as Midnight Cowboy, and that ends pretty downbeat, but that's one guy dies. But in Beneath, they take out everybody.
Everybody, yeah. I am a big John Waters fan, and yeah, Criterion is going to be releasing a couple more of his films this month, actually. No, I think it was their version. I mean, I think both of them can be considered auteurs.
Well, my girlfriend would tell you, my girlfriend, the romantic, would tell you Somewhere in Time is most certainly worth watching. Me, go see my review of it. I mean, that's you talk about far. I suspension of disbelief a lot with things to make things work.
It's a nice John Barry score. The John Barry soundtrack. The John Barry soundtrack of that film is worth.
Correct. Dirty Harry movies.
Pretty good. I thought Jim Carrey was a little over the top in the last Dirty Harry film.
No, see, I think CGI needs to be eliminated, not more perfected. Get rid of it.
Yeah. Well,
I think
for actors, for me, my opinion, for actors and a lot of things. I don't know. So a little bit of CGI.
When I was looking on the shelf for that for Anatomy of a Murder that I just showed you, it was on top of 4 books of scripts that I've had for quite a few years, but you can still get them. So they're the scripts to films, and like sometimes we saw in Help the script, there are some differences between what you see on the film and even with a script that's pretty much ready to be shot, there's differences. So when I was doing some work on voiceover narration, doing some research, that's why I had to get double indemnity because of that. So inside it's got the it's a bit smaller typeface, but it feels kind of very authentic. And sometimes you'll see scribbles in the margins where things have been changed. So and it was Billy Wilder that I was particularly interested in. So what you've got here is 4 books
yes,
by the same publisher and scripts. That has a voiceover narration. This has a voiceover narration.
All right. Yep.
Billy Wilder, and that's the last one, which also has a voiceover narration as well. So those are the 4 books I got, which I believe you can still buy them fairly cheaply.
Sure. Play Misty for me, another one.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite movie directed by Clint Eastwood, and it was his first film as a director.
Nobody talks about Every Which Way But Loose, huh? Any Which Way But Loose.
Yeah, that is a great flick.
I like that one. That was Michael Cimino directed that.
Which one? Yeah. Thunderbolt.
Yeah, and when they released the Blu-ray, and they did not get Clint and Jeff Bridges, who got on really well on that film.
Oh yeah,
they could have easily brought them back together to do a commentary, which would have been great, wouldn't it? Why didn't they make that effort? That really pissed me off. It's a bare bones Blu-ray.
Here we go! God damn you!
What Tom? While you've got that out on your copy, there is there many extras on yours? Because there's not.
You got the best one is an audio commentary. That's pretty much. This is Twilight Time. This film distributor was pretty good too. Unfortunately, they don't distribute films like they used to. I think the person that owned the company died or passed or something like that. Right. But they put out a lot of great films.
They're quite Twilight are quite expensive to buy as well.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, all the boutique labels are pretty much there, pretty much, expensive. Yeah, and that's Cimino as well, and I adore The Deer Hunter. I think it's one of the most emotional roller coaster films you'll ever see.
Yeah, that's why I won't watch it twice.
Yeah.
I'm quite cowardly.
I'm
quite cowardly in my viewing habits. If I know something's going to really depress me, I'll probably avoid it.
Yeah. No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Well, I'm only showing this question because Danny's not here.
Oh,
because otherwise, that stupid movie that he saw with Robin Williams, or whatever, it was like filmed by him.
Yeah, I remember him because it was filmed by him. That's right. Yeah, he likes to mention that often.
Yeah. I feel like putting Copacabana's song on, but it doesn't really fit the show, does it?
Say hi, Danny. Come on. We know you're there.
Danny's not here, but his presence is still felt, right?
Yeah, I think you could get Danny to sing The Way We Were, and then we could use that on this show then.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I could hear him.
Her name is Lola. She is a showgirl. That was 20 years ago when they used to have a show.
Hey, did you hear on Docs? Did you premiere? Did he premiere Danny doing Golden Slumbers yet, Tim?
Yes.
Oh, the end is hilarious, man. He really screws up the end. Carry that weight.
Oh, really?
Not a bad role. It's not a bad role for him.
Anybody here like Don Rickles, the comedian?
He was in Kelly's Heroes, wasn't he? Was he in Kelly's Heroes?
It's funny because I was watching a whole collection of like 50 of his best jokes or something, one after the other, and they had like an award thing or something honoring Clint Eastwood, and he was in there and he says, Clint, he says, we did Kelly's Heroes together many years ago, and I've never heard from you since. And then he says, Clint, I know there's a lot of people here, they say this and that and everything else, but I have to say, I'll be the one to say it. And I mean, from the bottom of my heart, you're a lousy actor.
That was the AFI tribute, and he did one for
Scorsese.
He did one for Martin Scorsese as well. Yeah, unfortunately, these aren't the most secure.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So I'm going to be soon. As soon as I get rid of this freezer, and there's another cabinet on the other side of that freezer, I'm going to be taking that out soon, and I'm just going to start getting new shelvings.
There's nobody in that freezer, is there, Tom?
Well, I mean, I can't confirm or deny that at the moment, but
I hope you're not living close to the train.
Oh yeah.
Look, Anatomy of a Murder, he said, poster.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Hello. Man, Don Rickles, one of my favorite. Yeah, and Rodney's my favorite. Man, I was watching another one of those. There's some Rodney video up there. It's like 100 Rodney one-liners together.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
you can watch both of those together for hours. Back to back.
We were talking about Kurt Vonnegut, and he made a great cameo in one of Rodney Dangerfield's movies. Back to School, was it?
Yeah,
something like that. Back to College.
Does anybody know this? I feel like when I hear it, I'll recognize it. But
oh yeah, so this is the AFI for Martin Scorsese. When he says, Martin, out of all the movies you made, none of them are any good.
Wow.
What did he say about De Niro? There was a clip with De Niro with a beard too. He said something to him, but I can't remember what he said.
Yeah, he was in that one too. That's right. He's been in a few of those AFI specials.
He's been in quite a few roasts as well. I think he was.
Oh
in a
yeah, those Dean Martin roasts.
Yeah.
I got a lot of those.
My favorite film is The Ipcress File, 1965, Michael Caine.
Well, I thought it'd be the 4D man.
That's up there, but not quite.
Yeah. It's not this guy again. It's not too late, my friend. Get up here. Always come up so late, though. I've got like about 15, 20 minutes. I don't like rushing you. That's the only thing, but I might have to. I got to get out of here. No longer than 20 minutes. Favorite actor?
Yeah. I don't feel like I need to answer that question anymore in my life.
You got to explain. You have to explain it. You not answer it.
In my teens, all through my teens, Paul Newman was the role model about how to be cool. Like every move, everything, every gesture he did seemed so cool.
Yeah.
Bernard Manning, not particularly, no, but I don't object to him on woke grounds. It's just that I didn't find him half as funny as the guy that Bernard Manning booked for his very first professional appearance, which is John Cooper Clarke. John Cooper Clarke I like a lot, but Bernard Manning, no, I just find him not so funny. But that isn't a woke objection, though.
Now that I think of it, I think he said he's a great one of the greatest actors or a great actor. Just ask him.
Yeah.
What is he known to be saying that about himself? What's the joke? I mean, does he throw his weight around like that or something?
No.
Just something to say.
Ooh. I only really consider 2 sequels. I know Michael Caine picked up on the character later, but they're so far away from the first film. So the 2 sequels were Funeral in Berlin, which I think is the best of the sequels, and then $1 Billion Brain by Ken Russell, which in patches was brilliant.
Oh, speaking of Ken Russell, do you hear they just did a 4K scan of The Devils finally? The film that's been cut and banned and cut. So they finally restored the film, gave it a 4K restoration. It's finally going to get released on physical media.
Well, that's one of those films that are so disturbing, and it's two people in chat mentioned it here a few weeks ago.
Right.
So I suppose I'll get it if the extras are things like commentaries, but it's a bit of a hard watch, Tom, for me. That it doesn't pull any punches.
Well, I mean, I've yet to see it, and I want to see it just because of because of the story behind it.
Right. Yeah.
And Oliver Reed can be a treat sometimes too.
Yeah, of course he can. Yeah.
Drink it up, baby. I couldn't watch Ben-Hur twice a month. I barely can watch it once a year. I mean, I love the movie, but once a year is good enough for me. Even that, I don't know. So what's going on, John?
You guys were talking about Anatomy of a Murder. I got the soundtrack on CD.
Oh, there you go.
Music
by Duke Ellington. He's in the movie, isn't he?
Yeah,
he is.
Real quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So good soundtrack. I wouldn't mind finding this on vinyl also.
Yeah, I've got it on vinyl somewhere.
Turner Classics they're showing some film noirs like on Fridays, and they showed Scarlet Street. You guys seen this? 1941.
Great film.
Yeah, directed by Fritz Lang, Edward G. Robinson, Dan Verrier, and Joan Bennett. And you know the story. Edward G. Robinson is a very simple. They call him milk toast or henpecked husband. And one night after work, or after a celebration of his 25th year at work, he comes to the rescue of some lady getting beat up on the street, and he doesn't realize that's her boyfriend that's beating her up. He falls for her, and she plays him for a fool.
Yeah.
And so it ruins his life basically, because he steals money from his job to help her get an apartment. She thinks he's a wealthy painter because he's a painter, and his life just goes down the tubes. But it's so well done, it's just the way it ends. I don't want to ruin it, but just the way it ends, how he has to live his life with this guilt of what's happened, because while he murders her, because he's so jealous that she has a boyfriend, and they pin it on her boyfriend, and so her boyfriend goes to is executed for her death. But his name is Chris Cross in the movie, Christopher Cross, and
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I know.
Takes me away.
Yeah, and so what a name. And you know what? And the actual paintings in the movie are done by a real artist. I forgot. He's an actual artist, and the paintings are actually very good. But it's kind of cool. This is New York, Greenwich Village in the 40s, and it's kind of cool to see how I can imagine how life was in Greenwich Village in the 40s in New York.
Yeah.
You had all those hippies and not hippies, but beatniks and
beats,
bohemian types, artists, struggling artists, and so and his paintings get sold on the street for a lot of money, so it gets noticed, but she's getting credit for it and blah blah blah. It's a good movie. It's a must see.
And Edward G. Robinson was a collector of paintings as well in real life.
In real life, okay, yeah. So, but it goes to show what a good actor he is, because you got him in Double Indemnity, completely different, And in this, he's just he's just so timid. His wife is always, and it's funny how there's scenes where he puts on an apron to pick up the dishes. He looks so what do you call it, emasculated or whatever, with his apron on,
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a scene where
you feel for him. You feel for him in the movie. Even though he's a fool, you feel for him.
So
just for the record, I do dishes at home. I do laundry and dishes, but my wife works full time. I'm retired, so I do that. I don't mind.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Weirdly, one of the film classes I took when I was taking film, I said I took underground in French. I also took a class on Fritz Lang. So I saw that movie for the first time in the film class.
Oh, what year did film stop being noir and start being neo-noir?
The official date. The official date used to be 1981, but I think they've moved the goalpost since then.
But
it's more like 57 now. 57, 50, 59 is the latest.
Yeah, late 50s for real, true, genuine noir.
Yeah.
Would be
but neo noir after that.
But it wasn't. It didn't used to be the case that it was just a continuity, as if the year after 1958 that was neo noir. It wasn't the case. The case used to be that there was a long gap in between, and then from 1981, with Body Heat, that was when neo noir started. But they've been pushing it back, the date back since then.
I think there are some movies in the 60s that are colorized noir. They have the feel of a noir. The story is noir, but it's not really noir. Yet the story is.
There's even some black and white ones, but they're still not really noir, because by the 60s, black and white was getting more like gray and white. The contrast. They were moving towards a more gray in film, and the contrast wasn't the same.
Yeah, I mean, so the film I showed earlier, Body Heat, I mean, that is noir style, but I don't know if I would consider, film noir.
Tom, can you help me out? Can you help me out with this question? Because I have got it, I can't remember a thing about it. West 11. Does that ring any bells with you?
No, I haven't seen that one.
I've definitely got it. Give me a clue, Archie, in the comments, and it'll come back to me.
She didn't leave me with a mess stickball, coach. Put on the apron. Put it on. Put it on. Listen, Tom, I sent you a clip the other day of the honeymooners.
Yeah.
And I got no reaction. Did you skip it?
I was probably at work and forgot about it.
Yeah. Just started watching Scarlet Street 20 minutes ago. Thanks for yeah.
Sorry. Hey, you know what? It's so good it doesn't matter. You're gonna be it's just so well acted, and it's such an interesting story.
Yeah.
You know, it's just wow.
I think
free.
go ahead.
No, never mind.
No, spoiler free.
Stop trying to talk on your own show, Joe.
Yeah, no, it's hard when there's it's a natural thing when there's 5 people, you know. Everybody wants to talk. Anyway, I had no use.
Oh God.
Okay. Anyway, next question.
In 1972, Gary Fraser found out, he was a schoolmate, found out I was going to see Planet of the Apes for the first time, and he told me how it ended.
I don't know how anybody these days who's seen someone can watch that movie and not know the twist. I don't understand. Right. Like a lot of movies, like Psycho, same thing. You know, it's like it's amazing how naive we were back then because we can watch these things. And, oh wow, you know. But anyway, the thing about Salem's Lot is I love the book, and then I saw the movie after, and I thought the book was so much better than any of the movie.
Going back to Planet of the Apes, I think that's one of the many reasons to credit Jerry Goldsmith's score as among the finest film soundtracks ever made, because obviously part of his intent was to persuade you that you're on an alien planet. So he came out with this otherworldly score that distracted you from the thought of, are we back on Earth? You know, so because with that kind of soundtrack, you're somewhere else.
Right. Yeah, definitely. You know, I don't know noir as well as Tim and the rest of you, but I think there's something noirish about Wait Until Dark. Would you think?
No. They don't have. It doesn't have most of the tropes of a noir.
You know,
because it might be filmed like one. There's no femme fatale. There's no. No, I wouldn't say.
Well, you know what? I guess one of the definitions of film noir is people that get involved in something and doing something they wouldn't normally do, you know, like murder or something, that they're kind of like a normal average Joe, but all of a sudden they're in a situation where they kill someone.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know about neo-noir. It's actually Chinatown would be noir, but it's just called. I mean, it is actually noir, don't you think? It is noir.
Once you decide that film noir never ended, you don't need the term neo noir. If you're gonna decide that it started in, say, 1941 and there's examples every other year, then you don't need neo noir. It's a little bit shady, a bit like the definition postmodernism about whether it really means anything.
Tom, what was that you were showing with King Creole? What was that?
Kino just announced the 4K release of King Creole.
Is there going to be a Blu-ray with it?
There might be. Yep, there will be a Blu-ray with it.
Because that's Elvis's best movie, and even if people don't care, it's worth seeing.
Yeah.
Coming July 28th.
Ooh.
Yeah, all right. I know what he's doing right here. I know what he's doing right here. You have to really be a honeymoonist fanatic for this. It says here, a giant crater boiling with lava. Julia, my darling. You know what that is, Tim, for the honeymoon? You know the honeymoon, right, Tim? But you know what that is?
Yeah, that's the one when they're in the play, isn't it? I don't know the name of it.
No, it's when they have the TV, when they're fighting over the TV set.
Oh.
And they keep switching channels. It's like Captain Video with his Video Rangers. And you
all right. Yeah.
Norton puts the channel on. Yep. And you hear the narrator go, "A giant crater boiling with lava." He switches it. Ralph switches it as a love story of Julia, my darling, and then he keeps switching it back and forth.
So if he's that, if
Michael Winter.
Yeah, I've got it on a network release, but on a DVD rather than a Blu-ray.
Getting time soon to stop the show.
But my memory of it, Archie, is very vague. I think it was shot entirely on location as well, wasn't it?
Hey Joe, were you guys were you referring to a Honeymooners episode where they're sharing the TV?
Yeah, that was the episode. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what's interesting? Okay, you know what's interesting about that? So they get the TV, right? And they got to share it. But Ralph and Norton, they fall asleep late at night watching the TV, right? It's keeping them awake, and they can't even stay up to watch it because they have to go to work and they're tired. The irony is that was so true about cable TV in the 80s. People would get cable TV. They said, you know, this is great. I can watch movies. After work, they're staying up late to watch these movies, and they got to go to bed and they end up falling asleep in front of the TV. It's like the same thing, the same situation, you know? And, you know, I find myself falling asleep halfway through movies nowadays, now that I'm older.
I always do, 9 out of 10 times.
You know? I got to pick up on what Beetle Eddie just said. On the Waterfront was scored by Leonard Bernstein, and for the life of me, I can't understand why he found it more fulfilling to be a conductor, than to be a film composer where he could write his original scores, because his score for On the Waterfront is just magnificent right from the beginning, right from the drums at the beginning where people are coming off the gantry. Just a marvelous score.
On the gantry.
But I mean, what is the payoff in being a conductor? I know he's got a big orchestra, but spending your life conducting, when you're conducting, do you fantasize that you're, say, Beethoven? If you're conducting Beethoven, is that the kick? Because it seems to me it's not as creative as writing your own stuff. I can never understand that.
And you know what's even worse about that? Whenever a topic gets very intriguing and interesting and everybody's here like this, that's the time I got to pull the plug. It's always the way it is. But, yeah, so I got to go, everybody. Sorry. But I don't know what we can do about time for this show, the timing on this. Unless
you can't please everybody, Joe. You can't please.
I start like 8:30 and 9 p.m. Eastern, but that's no good. It's too late for people, you know, on the other across the water and stuff. You know, it's no good. All right, everybody. Well, let's do it again real soon. Yeah, how about tomorrow night?
Thank you.
That's a line for the honeymoon. All right, everybody. See you soon. Folks. Cheers.